the vintage Storm Hot-N-Tot, a long forgotten lure. You ready to run and gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Todd here with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Another long forgotten lure, the Storm Hot-N-Tot. They still make them, but Rapala bought them out over 20 years ago, and I just don't think they're the same thing. I don't like them. Let's just put it that way. I don't like them. And the original ones just had a certain action to them that the new ones just don't have. A lot of that has to do with the way the molds were made. Rapala claims they fixed all the molds, and that's what killed them. But not to mention, I mean, not only that, but the lips they're putting on these things are bent differently at different angles, and I don't like them. My favorite of these, there's four of them. You've got the 1/4 ounce, you got the 1/2 ounce, you got the 3/4. Then there was the Hot-N-Tot, which is about a 3/8 model. My favorite is the 1/4 and the 3/8 rattling model. I don't really care much for the 1/2 and the 3/4. I've got them. This is a 1/2 ounce right here. I've got 1/2 ounce and I've got 3/4, but they have a straight lip on them, and I just don't think they run very good. And I mean, they do have a motion to them, but it's not to my liking. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that even though it has a straight lip, it's not in the center of the body. Like, say, like a bomber. You know, a bomber is symmetrical, and the lip goes right in the center of it, and they run beautiful. These tend to fight you as you're trying to crank them, and they will blow off to the side. So I'm not big on the 1/2 ounce and the 3/4 ounce. But the 1/4 ounce, that's my baby right there. I love this thing, and it's definitely made it to my final choosings as far as my crankbaits go for Simplify Your Fishing. And of course, I've got, you know, several different patterns. I think I'm only carrying about 4 or 5 patterns, but definitely green crawl for your clear water. You got the purple prism, and of course, I just love their fire tiger color. With these, I use about 8-pound test, 10-pound maximum. Now, if you're going to throw these in cover, I'll probably go 13 or 14, or 12, 14 pounds. But you're not going to get as much depth, and you're also not going to be able to cast them very far. These weigh 1/4 ounce, and I prefer to throw these on a spinning rod. Now, I could throw them on a casting rod. You're just not going. If you're trying to cover a lot of water with these things, especially if you're fishing in really clear water and you try to make long casts and cover some water with them, a bait caster is just not going to quite cast them that far as a spinning rod would. But I have used, you know, casting rods on these things for target fishing, especially around cover. I'll throw a bait caster 10, 12-pound test. For spinning rod, with these, usually I run about 8. Now in the wintertime, when it's really, really cold, I'll use stuff like the crawfish patterns, especially if they're within, say, 5 or 6 foot water or less, and I'll throw this on 6. Maybe even fire line, like a 6 or 8-pound fire line in the smoke color. But these are not very deep divers. These run, like I said, about 5 feet is about the max you're going to get out of these things. And the older ones like this, the 1/4 ounce, or if you like the 1/2 or the 3/4, whatever, they are available on eBay. You know, eBay is a beautiful thing when it comes to finding old discontinued tackle. And you know, I'm watching this stuff all the time just to see what pops up. And believe it or not, they're not really that expensive. I mean, I get, like this one, I get a lot of them brand new out of the box. I buy them to fish them. I don't buy them to collect them, so I go ahead and bust the label on that box, and I go ahead and pull these things out. As far as when to use these, I really pull these out if standard size crankbaits aren't working, or if there's like no wind and I have slightly stained water to clear water. That's definitely going to throw these. Is this a muddy water lure? Not that little petite size. I really wouldn't throw it in muddy water. fire attacker is really good if you've got that tea colored water, or you've got say a cloudy day with some stained water. You might have a couple of feet of visibility, 1.5 2 foot of visibility or whatever. That's a good time to use these. I carry a few different colors in these because this is a shallow water bait, so you get more light penetration, and I carry a few more colors, especially like the silver blueback and the brown crawl. Are definitely crawfish I have in these. But that's all I have for the Hot-N-Tot. Like I said, the 1/4 ounce is my favorite, and the 3/8 rattle tot, they're hard to find on eBay. They really are. I haven't found one yet. I don't guess anybody's giving them up. I had a bunch of chrome blue backs, and like a dummy, I sold them a long time ago. But this is my favorite all-time finesse bait. I know a lot of you guys with like shad wraps and things like that, and that's true. That's true. But everybody's throwing them. How many guys know to throw these? That's the whole reason I stick with a lot of these old school baits like this, because nobody's throwing them anymore. But there you go, guys. It's a good finesse bait. Spinning rod, bait casting rod. Just remember to keep your line light. If you throw it on a casting rod, you want to make sure you got a pretty limber one, because you want to be able to cast this out there a little ways. You go to a medium action, you might want a fiberglass rod in a medium action if that's what you want to go with, but I would stick with medium lights, or the most limber medium action rod you can find would be your best bet for this. Spinning rod, I actually just use a finesse rod with this, but you can use a standard like a medium or medium heavy spinning rod as well. But this definitely is a finesse bait for me. That's how I look at it. It's like a bulldog finesse bait. So that's all I got, guys. The Storm Hot-N-Tot, long forgotten bait that I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have them burning a hole in your pocket back there in the garage somewhere. So until next time, may the Father bless you and keep in Yeshua's name, and as always, fish on.